All right, pre-calculus guys, we're talking about functions, their operations, and we're going to talk about what these things look like. It's operations and compositions. And the first thing I want to start with is operations with functions. I've given you two functions here. F of x is x squared minus 2, and g of x is 3x plus 4. Now, I'm leaving them in order with f and g, and you'll see it transposed every now and then. But the operations are really, really simple. This says f plus g of x, right? So what you do is you write out each of the functions and you add them together. So we're going to take our f function here, and this is going to be equal to x squared minus 2x, and then we're going to add to it 3x plus 4. Well, this is almost finished here, right? We only have two like terms. We have these guys here. We're going to put them together. So we have an x squared minus 2x and plus 3x is plus x, and then plus 4. And we're done. This is the end. You know, this is really cool. So this is f plus g of x equals x squared plus x plus 4. So very, very simple idea. Subtraction is the same thing, except I worry about subtraction because you're going to forget to distribute the negative. So I'm going to have you do one little thing when we talk about subtraction, but we're going to list them in order again. We're going to say x squared plus minus 2x, minus 2x, and then we're going to do some subtraction, and now I want to put this in parentheses. I want to put this one in parentheses. Why? Because I want to make sure we're doing the right operation of each piece of this. And there are two ways you can think of it. You can talk about it and touch it and make it work, or you can just distribute the negative and rewrite the whole thing. I think of it as, minus 3x minus 4. But that's okay. You can rewrite this by distributing the negative to both, and that takes care of everything. If you do distribute to both, you would have a new minus 3x minus 4. Okay, well, that makes perfect sense because when we added them together, these two came together, but now we're going to get an even bigger negative, and this is going to be negative. That makes perfect sense. So x squared and negative 2 and negative 3 are negative 5 minus 5x minus 4, and that's what we get. And we're going to say f minus g of x is x squared minus 5x minus 4. All right, now I'm going to move on to multiplication. We're going to use the same thing, and then we're going to multiply them. Now, we have to put parentheses around these things to then FOIL. And that's basically what we're going to do. And that's going to be equal to x squared minus 2x times 3x plus 4. And we're just going to FOIL. Right? We're going to see if we have any like terms later on. We're just going to FOIL. So x squared times 3x, our firsts is 3x cubed, and then we're going to go outside. X squared times 4 is 4x squared. Insides, negative 2x times 3x is negative 6x squared, and then negative 2x times 4 is negative 8x. And you see we have like terms here, so we're going to go ahead and combine those. We end up with 3x cubed minus 2x squared minus 8x. And I hope you can see that. And then we'll just rewrite what that operation was. F times g, make it a little bit bigger, of x. I don't want to make this too big because when we see the composition symbol later on, and that's the next video I'm going to show you, I'm not going to make this video too super long. I want to make sure you understand that this is just a little multiplication symbol, not that big composition symbol, which is an open circle. Now we're just going to do some division, which is the same idea. We don't need to use parentheses unless we're going to factor, but let's go ahead. We put our f on top. We have x squared minus 2x, and then underneath it we're going to have 3x plus 4. And when you take a glance at this, you want to see if there's anything you can factor to see if you can find a common factor between the two of these. If you factor out an x on top, it really doesn't help us. You come up with x times x minus 2. That doesn't really help us down here. This is it in its base form. There's nothing else that you can do unless you want to show that you tried. You could say this over this. Okay, so you could say that our final answer is x times x squared minus times the quantity x squared minus 2 divided by 3x plus 4, and that works out, and that's okay. The last thing I want to do, and I'm just going to do it with the multiplication piece, so I'm going to erase the division, and then I'm going to start one more thing, right? And really what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this and then show you what the textbook's going to try and force you to do later on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to say, what is, with these functions, these same functions, f times g of x would have been of x, but now I'm going to put in a value that we want to input for x. All right? Let's say f. Let's make it something simple. Let's f times g of 3. And now every time you see an x, when we did our multiplication, we came up with that, right? If we didn't have it, we would do our multiplication first, multiply those two things, and then plug in our 3 after we got to this answer. But what this is we already did the math. We got to this answer here. This is our new function when we multiplied. So I'm going to go ahead and use that function, and everywhere I see an x, I'm going to plug in a 3. 3 times 3 cubed minus 2 times 3 squared minus 8 times 3. All right, well, we'll do some of this math. 3 cubed is 27 times 3, if I'm not mistaken, is 81. Right? 81 minus 2 times, or 3 times 3 is 9, times 2 is 18, and then minus 24. So 81 minus 42 is, what is that, 39? I think that's 39. I'm going to check it just to be sure. Clear all this out. 81, 42. I was right in the first place. I should have just said I was okay. And we come up with 39. And that's our final answer when we put that in. And that's it. All right. So sometimes they're just going to give you the operations with the functions. Sometimes they're going to give you the operation and tell you to plug in a number after the fact. Other times you just have to settle with simplification and addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and you're good to go. And that's it. This you could take care of pretty much half of your practice sheet. I'm going to get to compositions next.